So that was a Fullstep 463 that I got just a couple days ago, and it had a XXXCross and a really cool Fullstep solution. So I just thought I would do a reconstruction and then go through some of the variations on the solution that I could have done but didn't. So here's what the scramble looks like, and it's pretty clear that it's going to be an easy yellow cross. I mean, you've got all the pieces kind of in easy places, and then you've got a lot of blocks. You've got this block, you've got this block. This is kind of a big pseudo block. You've got this edge already solved, and you can preserve pretty much all of it. And so when you start off with U prime R2F, which solves this edge right here and this edge right here, what you end up doing is creating a block with these, solving this edge, and not messing up this or this, which means that you're going to end up with an easy X cross there. Solving this edge after that will give you this block. So you've got your double X cross, and then you're also going to end up with this edge solved. So I knew all I had to do was track this edge, and then I could turn that into a triple X cross, and nothing was really going to mess with this as of my last pair. So I planned all of this in inspection. I think I vaguely knew what this last pair was going to be, but my cross solution was U prime, R2, F, D2, cancel into doing double sexy to reorient this, D, and that is a really quick triple X cross. I just have one more pair. It's this kind of bad solution, but I do the pretty standard advanced F2L insert. I get to OLL, and because I have opposite colors here and an adjacent here, I know that doing a slightly different Algon standard would give me my corners permuted. So I did that, and then I've just got a U-perm in the front with no AUF, and that is my full solution. That was 39 moves in STM, and so that is 8.42 TPS. The first kind of obvious thing that I could have done differently is ignore the OLLCP, which I did have to sort of fumble with. I had to regrip into this position, and instead I could have just done the normal alg for my home grip. And I didn't know this, but it just gives you a J-perm already lined up. And so I'm not a one look last layer guy, but it turns out you can do a big cancellation there where you start doing this regular OLL and then cancel into that J-perm, and it just works. I didn't know that, but it's possible that even without that, just doing the regular OLL and PLL there would have been a little bit faster. It might have been 4.4, maybe 4.3, who knows. The other thing that I looked at is from this point right here, before I twist the corner and make my triple X cross, doing some sort of pseudo thing. And when I say looked at, I looked at this afterwards. I don't really do pseudo in actual solves, but what you could have done here is treat this as a pseudo pair and then a pseudo pair there. And then I can solve this, maybe give myself some EO. And then you get this case, which I would force EO to ZB here. You could just do your regular OLL into PLL. That turns out to not really be better in any way that I could have found it, but it is a cool thing that it was even possible. However, I did also discover that from here, if I do something slightly different where I try to force EO before inserting this pair, it gives me a crazy path to an even more efficient solution. So when I do this, I just inserted it here because I knew I wasn't going to have a dot case, but it's pretty easy from here to force your EO just by doing that and then inserting. But when you do that, you get an OLL skip as well, and you get a J-perm that is already lined up, which means that instead of inserting, we could have just canceled into our J-perm from here. And there's even more cancellations than that we could have done. Let me show you the full swag solution with all the cancellations in it. Alright, so from the start, we start making our triple X cross right here. And now, instead of doing that, we just cancel with F2, and now we just cancel from here straight into the J-perm. And if I had done that, which there's no way, that's not a level of look ahead that I could ever possibly do, that would have been a 30 move solution. So, I mean, 463 is great, but that would have been absolutely nuts if I could have somehow seen that. So yeah, just a quick video talking about a cool thing that I did in a solve a couple days ago. XXXCross, one look F2L. When I was trying to think of what to talk about in this video, for a while I was going to say that this was my first ever XXXCross, but then I remembered that is definitely not the case. And if enough of you are interested, that is a solve and a story I can tell you about in another video. Well, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you have a great day.